Hey there, I am back with another deck review, and today I'm going to be looking at the Slicers deck from Organic Playing Cards and RiffleShuffle. Now, this is the latest in a whole line of cards that Organic has been doing over the last few years, all featuring different fruits, dating all the way back to their original Peelers deck that featured bananas. Continuing on with their kind of common theme, they wanted to look at one that explored the apple. So this is it. Let's take a look, find out how they did. The tug cases, while they're always simple and finished, they never do any embossing or foiling, anything like that. They're always kind of one of the fun pops of all the different decks. They always do something kind of creative on them. And this one's no exception. This one, like I said, just regular glossy finish, no embossing, but the design is made to look kind of like a barrel or a box of apples. So you have this wood grain image on the back. The Organic Orchard Slicers logo is sort of seared into it here. It says picked fresh since 2017 when OPC started. And then you have the apple with OPC up there on the leaf. And the rest of the box is made to look like this wood grain box with sort of this gingham pattern or like a picnic blanket lining the inside of it. And as you wrap it around, you can see that design goes all the way through. You even got a little worm popping out of a little hole here in the box. But really fun design to the deck there. On the bottom, you have your ad copy for Organic Playing Cards. You can see that it's a limited edition of 3,000 decks. And then the top just continues that picnic blanket style pattern. More of that pattern on the inner flaps and nothing printed on the interior. That's it. Fairly straightforward tuck, but a fun one nonetheless. Now let's look at the cards and start with the back. Now, again, if you've seen other decks in the Organic line, this is going to be a familiar layout. They do pretty much the same layout for all of theirs, and it's just a plain color background with the fruit featured in kind of a casino style back design. So this one, they have the bright red and then that kind of Granny Smith apple with the green apple on that red background. I really love the contrast. It's a very bright, vibrant back. Kind of reminds me, if you've seen the game Apples to Apples, it looks like it could be a card in that game. Don't know, that's kind of what it makes me think of every time I see it. But there is the back design, really straightforward, classic in their line. Extra cards, you get a couple of jokers. They're identical jokers. Both just feature very simply the green apple in the center and then have Joker written in black and red. So the red J and then the black OKER. Kind of this script at the top and the bottom corners. There's two identical jokers. You also get a duplicate 7 of clubs and blank face card. Now the rest of the deck, you're gonna have lots of custom elements in here, starting with the Ace of Spades. Custom spade pip here in the center, just in the shape of an apple tree. So you can see how it kind of forms the shape of the spade. It says Slicers underneath. And then you have classic bicycle style pip and index in the corner, but it's done in this apple green color to match the color of the apples. Same thing continues on. So all the spades are going to be in that green color. Pretty classic layout to the pips, maybe a little bit smaller on the pips in the center, but fairly classic layout. And then you get to the courts, and the courts are really beautifully recolored. I really like that light green mixed in with the red and the brown. Has a very organic feel to it. So I really like the color scheme they went with on this one. And like all their previous decks, all the courts are going to have a little something special in their hand, something apple related. So you got the Jack of Spades with the apple in his hand, the Queen of Spades holding an apple pie, and then the King of Spades with a jug of apple cider. Then you get to the red cards. Now they're going to be in more of a classic red. It's kind of a brighter, little bit of orange to the red there. But continuing through the number cards and into your court. So you've got a peeler in his hand there, basket of apples, and then the king is holding a little apple slice in his hand. Here's your club courts. And down through the club number cards. And then more fun with the hearts, So a couple of these are actually eating apples. So you can see she's actually even chewing on the apple there. So she's taking a bite out of it. King's got finished eating his, so he's just holding the apple core. And then the Jack has a glass, or it's apple butter with a spoon sticking out of it there. And down through the number cards and finishing with the Ace of Hearts. So that's it. That's the deck. As far as handling, they're going to handle it beautifully. It's a USB-CC printed deck and finished on a really nice, thin, snappy stock. Fans are going to go beautifully on this. This is one of the better handling decks in my opinion. Just really easy right out of the box. So uses for the deck, it's going to be a pretty functional deck no matter how you want to use it. You'll see these used a lot in cardistry videos, just with that really simple, bold back design. It's going to look good if you want to use this for cardistry. Definitely still, though, a very usable deck for Magic or gameplay, if that's what you're into. Definitely readable indices. Yeah, the green is a non-standard color, but it's still really highly contrasted with the red. So it's definitely still going to be a very usable deck. The familiar courts are all there. So that's it. That's a look at these Slicers playing cards from Organic Playing Cards. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what else you want to see. Subscribe for more deck reviews and unboxings, and I'll see you for the next one.